There are many cathedrals devoted to college football, but none quite like Notre Dame. It draws in disciples of the game to bear witness to its living history and pay tribute to the shrines of legends past. For those who truly believe, Notre Dame football represents all that is inspiring about the game.
A linebacker from Lott in Hawaii. Notre Dame, he is your Kinky Kane, number 5, Manti.
Coming from Punahou High School in Honolulu, Hawaii, Manti did not expect to end up at Notre Dame. In fact, for much of his recruiting process, it wasn't even his first choice.
I didn't really know much about Notre Dame. I knew, of the tradition and the prestige that comes with the school, but it just came down to a matter of prayer and faith, and that's basically what brought me here.
In his time at the university, Teo has led multiple community service efforts at local elementary schools and took part in the Irish Experience League.
Manti brought with him when he came here such a refined sense of community, and he just transferred that same dynamic you see with him, with his teammates and his family at home, to the broader university.
Whenever you serve someone else, you get more out of it than the person you're serving. When you step away from doing something good for someone else, you usually feel better than the person you just did service for.
This year, he is nominated for the Senior Class Award for Outstanding Citizenship and is an honor student, carrying a 3.5 GPA. And he was recently honored with the 2012 ARA Sportsmanship Award. Teo remains focused on being of service to others in his community and continues to be driven by his faith.
Faith is something that guides me and something that I try to strengthen it every day. All the decisions that I've made so far have been proof that, the Lord is there and he answers prayers.
It was that faith that led him to forego the NFL draft and return to South Bend for his senior season. And it was that faith that was tested on September 12th of this year, when he received 2 life-altering phone calls just 12 hours apart. The first telling him that his grandmother had passed, and the next a call from his brother to tell him that his girlfriend Lene had lost her battle with leukemia.
September 12th was possibly, the darkest day of my life. I lost, my grandmother and my girlfriend at the time, and it was very difficult for me. I didn't think that could happen, and I was just very lost, and I was very angry and very sad.
And of course, we encouraged him to go home. We told him whatever he wanted to do, we would support and accommodate. But he definitely should take time off from practice. And he was at practice that day.
My girlfriend said, while she was still alive, she said, no matter what happens to me, you promise me that you'll stay and you'll play. And that's exactly what I did.
3 days later at Michigan State, he played inspired, totaling 12 tackles on the night. And following that game, the Notre Dame community had their opportunity to support the young man who had always put so much of his energy into serving them, embracing him at the team's weekly pep rally.
4 years ago, I made a decision to come here, and I didn't really know why. In times like these, I know why. I love each and every one of you, and I can't thank you enough for all the love and support you showed me in my family.
As is Manti's way, he used his experience to, better others and show others how they might confront very difficult emotional circumstances unexpectedly. He was in the limelight going through this, and I'm sure that complicated the whole array of emotions.
His season total of 7 interceptions leads all other linebackers and is second overall in the nation. He captains one of the top defenses in the nation, a defense that has allowed the fewest points per game. Teo has left his mark. An undefeated regular season, a #1 ranking, a spot in the national championship game, and a Heisman Trophy nomination. But for those who have witnessed his tenure firsthand, it is easy to see how much more he has meant to the Notre Dame community.
He has probably been the best combination of athletic talent and values consistent with the university's values that we've ever had. I don't think there's ever been a better representative of a program than Manti is of the University of Notre Dame.
If there's anything I'm remembered for, I hope I'm not remembered for my the tackles I made, the hits, but the way I made people feel. Just being able to serve them, to dress up every Saturday, and to play my hardest for this school.